Hey everyone, sorry. This week we don't have a Spy Family episode. Brian had a personal situation come up that he might talk about next week, and myself and Christine were both ill over the weekend. I'm still congested, but I wanted to talk about 86, a show Christine and I started almost two weeks ago, and that really hit hard and close to home in ways I was not uh, prepared for. I wrote a written review on LRMonline.com, and I really hope that I can get through this because I don't talk about it often, but I served in the army for 17 years before I got hurt and had to medically retire. But man, guys, this is an anime for people that have been to war. They touch some things that I wasn't ready for, like I said. So let's start the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Anime-Versal Reviews right here on the GenreVerse podcast network, available on the GenreVerse YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts from. LRMonline.com is the website. They're our parent. They support us and the channel and all the great things that we do. So please do check out the website for all your entertainment news, needs, opinions, and reviews. Sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Hopefully, I can remember. You guys can tell I'm a little bit nervous. I'm already stuttering quite bad, so I apologize for that. But I'll try to remember to get the ad in a natural place. If not, I'll shove it in somewhere. I'm gonna try to use my written review, which is up right now over at lrmonline.com, and you guys can check that out right there. I'm gonna kind of try to use it to help guide my thoughts. 86 almost brought me to tears several times. And it's hard because I don't cry with media. It's not that I'm too macho or something like that. I cried on the floor of San Diego Comic-Con in 08, basically from overload. Like everything I'd ever loved, Star Wars, comics, and anime, even my wife and best friend Brian. Brian being the best friend, wife Christine. We're all there. 08 and on the exhibit hall floor. My body just couldn't cope with it, and it came out as tears. But as time has gone on, it just gets harder for me to cry, even though I feel emotions inside. I guess I don't know how to phrase it, but this brought me very, very close, and even maybe actually teary eyed, but not full crying. How did this make me cry when so many other awful things I've seen or wonderful things I've experienced haven't or don't? Well, like I said, I was in the military, and I did deployments to combat zones, and I don't talk about this stuff much outside of my family or therapy, because it's personal, it's private, and I'm not. I did my job. I served. I'm proud of my service, but I don't need to tout it. If usually when I do, it's talking about tactical things and entertainment and what's right and what's wrong. But generally I keep all of this stuff in. But this I felt compelled to talk about a bit. So 86 deals with the daily lives of soldiers in in war, and not just a war, but an unjust war, similar to what I faced in Iraq. I don't want to get into the politics of it all, but most people I know that served in Iraq can at least agree, while it may have been technically legal, as far as rules and stuff passed, resolutions passed by allies and our own government in the United States, it was different than Afghanistan, where we were actually attacked. Even though Afghanistan was fought wrong, in the wrong way, and for far too long, it at least had a reason for us to have started it. And 86 deals with an unjust war and people fighting that war. A bit about my service. Like I said, I did 17 years, and I was an engineer. I came in as an electrician, and sorry guys. I got a semi script, so I'll try to just use that a little bit more. I wasn't my first tour was 05 to 06, and it wasn't a walk in the park, but by no means was it the worst deployment anyone's ever had. I was not a door kicker, like I said, engineer, but I wasn't just some pogue always on the base. That's a person other than grunt infantry door kickers. Shut up, MPs. I don't want to hear it. But I did road repair outside the wire off base. IED blasts. We needed to go fix the roads so coalition forces could still use them. And then I also pulled security on some of those missions, especially on like the recon missions, reconning the holes, figuring out how we were gonna fix them and all that. Anyways, I had encounters with the enemy. We had IEDs go off on our vehicles, and I'm not talking about, I'm in the back of a convoy and it goes off on the first vehicle, 500 to 800 feet in front, a lot closer. Small arms engagements, snipers taking pot shots. We saw things. Luckily, my unit didn't have anyone get seriously injured. We had some close calls, but everyone survived. But I lost some friends from other units, and I know people that threw their lives away when they got home because they couldn't cope. It was rough, but by all means, others had it way worse than I did. But I experienced some things, and 86 shows a lot of those things. Watching it over the last couple of weeks, I was stunned at things like contemplating suicide to avoid capture. I was stunned by the choices that leadership are making and decisions that cost the mission, cost service members their sanity sometimes, and sometimes their lives. It was distraught. I felt distraught at seeing these men and women fighting a war that they didn't need to be fighting, at least not the way they were. And there's a whole level of racism and things that goes into this that I can't really speak on, but that's another layer that people can relate to with this. Without spoiling too much, the story does have some fantastical elements. It's semi-mecha, but I don't want to ruin that. So I'll just say that it revolves around the Republic of San Magnolia. They're fighting a war against a group called the Legion, and their methods are very unconventional. One of the main characters, Major Vladilena Milize, just known as Lena in the show, mostly doesn't agree with the way things are done. She wants to help those that she's in charge with. The group of soldiers that we follow primarily are Spearhead Squadron. Leader is Shin. There's like an older brother type character with Raiden. You've got the very childlike Theo, and a understandably hate filled at first at least Karina. And there's more, but those were some of the like big characters for this first season. Every character gets a moment to shine, really, and not just shine themselves, but shine a light on the horrors of war. There's no good war. There's just wars, proper wars. But there's no good war. It's all awful. Even World War II is a just war. We had to stop the Nazis, you know. But even it was just awful. They impart you with senses of hopelessness, and it becomes even more distressing because you're watching these characters not only have to deal with the situation they're in, but they accept it and they learn to thrive in it. And you have to do that over there. You have to figure out something to keep you going. And a lot of times civilians wouldn't understand the dark humor, the jokes, some of the outright even wrong things people might say or do. And I'm not talking murder or like atrocities, the stuff that you hear soldiers say, awful names for enemies and stuff like that. And some of it by all means goes way too far, but you would never understand what it's like to face other humans and know that they, as awful as some of them might be, and I'm talking like terrorist type bad guys, they might be there because of circumstances, because of ideology, because of all sorts of things, but they're still humans, and you kind of have to figure out a way to grapple with that. Here, there's a whole different thing that they have to grapple with, but it hits hard. It really does. Shin, the leader, he does everything he can for his squadron, and he's a freaking hero. He takes on a burden that I wouldn't be jealous of it. And he's prepared and prepared to do things and seen people do things that cross your mind. I mentioned POWs being captured. I know that fear, especially when you hear the horror stories of what happened to people captured by the enemy. And I know Americans did some bad things with their prisoners as well. But that fear and the things that you think about doing to prevent that. Whew, seeing it on screen is rough. He's basically the embodiment of. See, I'm actually tearing up. He's basically the embodiment of the leader we all wish we could be. And that's pretty cool. Milize is the analog for the audience, for you, the casual scrub that's never been deployed. She gets to react to the situations mostly like how you would. Things are revealed to her that change her, help her become a better leader over everything. And I know I just talked about Shin being the leader of his squadron, but she's in charge of all of them and their support, their supplies, all of that. And she has to grow and learn to cope with what her republic is doing and what they're responsible for. And she's a great character. Now I wrote this in my review, but I think it's kind of a fun line. I know a lot of people will look at her, especially her uniform, and dismiss the character as eye candy or something like that. But I think most of them are just uncomfortable with the fact that they find a 2D cartoon attractive, despite having probably ogled comic book characters all their lives. She's a great character. She really is. She helps balance those horrifying moments with the soldiers to bring it back to the audience in a I guess somewhat more processable way. I couldn't go into all the other characters without getting into some serious spoilers. But be prepared for death, because death happens in war, and it's permanent. They don't come back. And those left behind, sorry, we have to carry on. And that can be hard. That can be hard. So yeah, be prepared for that. And wow, I need to kind of get to some of the other parts. So before I talk about the art and music, and so I can kind of compose myself a bit, let's take a word from our sponsors over at GrowGeneration.
GrowGeneration, where the pros go to grow. GrowGeneration is your one-stop shop for hydroponic grow supplies, product systems, and more. GrowGeneration serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Thank you guys for sponsoring the episode. Link in the description box below. When it comes to the artwork in this, it's par for course. It's good. I love the character designs, especially, and the world is very, very pretty. But you usually expect really beautiful backgrounds in anime. But it's got a lot of CG, and the CG, again, par for course. It's not bad by any means. It's just the eyes. I really do enjoy the eyes. Probably the best part about the artwork is the eyes. But like I said, the character designs are good. The music is fine. It's serviceable. But it's nothing other than the ending really stands out, and the ending is done wonderfully with the way that they actually end each episode. It's unique. It's not a standard set ending video, if you will. Really, honestly, the art and music being kind of par for course are the only reasons why this show kind of isn't perfect 10 out of 10, or a perfect A plus. I did give the first season. We finished all of that. We're a few episodes into season 2, and I can see where season 2 might tackle some of the more fantastical elements, which would kind of be refreshing to me, because it wouldn't necessarily be as hard to watch. But that first season's a 9 out of 10. It's a solid A. And I can only dock it on like I said, kind of like oh man, I wish you guys could have done some more with the art, especially some of the action scenes. I know they make them up close, but combat is a big picture type deal, and just close-ups doesn't do enough, especially close-ups of the war machines. So yeah, I give it that. I give it a 9 out of 10, or an A. I give it a 9 out of 10 on Mal, and an A here for LRM. The closest thing I can kind of compare this to is Band of Brothers, but of course that like Private Ryan hits way harder, being both really Vince and live action. Not to mention featuring my beloved 101st Airborne, who I served under in Iraq, air assault. But yeah, this show, guys, it's a hard watch, but it's worth it. And for a lot of you that never experienced the things that I've experienced, it's just going to be a really cool, fun war anime. But take time to understand what those characters are saying and doing. Take time to learn why. I can't explain why it. I never seek this stuff out. I'm not that I don't like to wallow in sadness or anything, and I'm not even one that demands, oh, I need more more realistic military representation on screen, because it should be minimal, because I don't want more people to feel these things. I don't want more people to know war the way that I have. But I do appreciate good representation of not just how we are when we come back, because God knows we're not all angry suicidal drug addicts. We're not all suffering homelessness. The overwhelming majority of us come home with our demons, our issues, and we work them out with our friends, our family, and therapists. We don't necessarily get over it, but we learn to cope, and that doesn't ever get shown as much. Season 2 touches on what it's like being home a bit in a more peaceful situation. But it's nice to see good representations of how war can be awful, Band of Brothers, how soldiers can be great, Band of Brothers, Private Ryan. And it's good to see, while fantastical and a bit embellished, it's good to see something like this. And so yeah, 86 guys, check it out, and thanks for watching this. Hopefully some other service members out out there that might need a good cry or just might need something to help them process some sort of variation on prolonged exposure therapy, this might be worth your watch, your time. Might be worth the tears. I really enjoyed it. And so with that, guys, please do check out LRM Online every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Celebrity interviews also go up on the LRM YouTube channel, but all of those reviews, news, leaks, rumors, comics, games, anime, it's all here on the website. All of our podcasts go up on the podcast network, wherever you get those from. And great shows dealing with Star Wars on with the Cantina. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem covers Marvel stuff. Breaking Geeks, a bit of everything, and of course, AVR does anime. We're doing Spy Family. We should be back next week with that. Check out the YouTube channel if you're not watching us on there already. Hit the subscribe button. I also do the genre shot reactions on the channel. So yeah, check it out. Thanks for your time and hanging out with me. Hopefully it wasn't too boring or hopefully you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.